So we had a request from Neil, some options you might have if you're all the way on a north-south choke and you're not able to get to the finish. What are some things you can transition to from there? So unfortunately, if we go north-south right here, I would say north-south, it's a little bit kind of like the end of the road on the attack sequence. So there's not, at least in my opinion, like a strong neck submission you're going to go to that combos perfectly off of a failed north-south. Okay, but when I'm here looking for the north-south, if it's not happening, if I'm not getting the choke, I'm mainly going to be looking to just kind of try to transition to something else using my positional advantage. So the first thing is always, if I'm up attacking the neck and I see my partner's hands down here in front of me, if I'm not getting the neck, I like to go and attack the arms. So if I'm here attacking my north-south, my favorite transition from here is to go to the Kimura. You can do this either side. On this side, I would have to take out my arm to get it set up. So I'm usually going to go on this side where my arm is more free. Okay? What I'm going to do is, let's rotate a little bit this way. Okay, I want to cut the blade of my forearm and wrist up into my partner's armpit as far as I can. Now you see right here when I'm on my north-south choke, if my left arm is doing the choke, I'm a little bit lower on my left hip. What I'm going to do as I cut my right arm into the armpit, I'm going to switch my hips a little bit. I'm going to grind my shoulder into my own forearm, my forearm like a wedge between my partner's ribs and upper arm. I'm going to use that to turn my partner. Okay? The first thing I'm going to do from here is bring my trailing knee to my partner's back so he can't immediately put his back down flat to the mat. Then as I make my grip, I'm looking for some sort of control on this bottom arm. If I can come all the way over and staple it down, that's my preference. You might prefer bringing the heel over and peeling it out. Okay? From here, I like to get my knee over. I find that helps me prevent him from joining his hands together. Okay? So just a simple, one more time here. If I'm on the north-south choke, for whatever reason I feel it's not working, maybe he's got his hands in here a little bit to open some space. My free hand, I'm going to come into the armpit, and I want to really slide my weight back and chop this all the way up to the limit of his armpit. The more I get this wedged into his armpit, the stronger this turn is going to be when I put him up on his side. Okay, I put my right knee to his back, I start to make my Kimura grip, and I go to control his bottom arm and work my Kimuras. Okay? Now, some other things that can happen here from the north-south are he might start to turtle up into me, right? Usually I find they're not trying to escape by rolling away, okay, because that gives too much of the neck, and the control that I have on his head is going to make that really hard. Usually they're going to escape by succeeding to turn in. Yeah. So if he gets this far, if I'm able to stop him on his side, I can go through and start working the Darce series here. So I make my gable grip, crunch my partner's head, and start to work my Darce choke here. Okay, now, if I'm here, and he gets all the way up to turtle this time, I can do the same thing, same idea, going on to my guillotine attack. Okay. Last thing to be ready for, aware of, especially in kind of quicker scrambles or transitions like this, as soon as somebody feels that guillotine coming on, they might flop to their back to avoid the guillotine, so be prepared to take the sweep. Comes up to turtle, start working my guillotine here, and I hold onto my partner's back with my leg to bring myself to the top position. Okay, last one, probably, maybe the most important one, the least exciting, is just a small detail, how to transition off the north-south back to side control. Okay, so not fun, not exciting, but important. If I feel my partner's working up onto his side, right? Yeah, right about here. And I feel like I'm probably not going to get the guillotine, I'm not going to get the Darce. I just want to make sure I maintain my top position, okay? So what I'm going to make sure I do here is I'm going to take one step with my top foot. But when I come back to put my partner in side control, I don't want to be walking on my feet and give him room to put his legs in, his guard in. Okay? So when he starts to get up on his side, I take one step and I roll my hips to my partner's hips. Okay? Again, I don't want to give him the space here to insert his legs. So I can take one step. As he's reaching for my leg, I put my hips on his hips. Okay? So again, if you're all the way on the attack on the north-south and it's not working out, I like to go to the arms, but also be ready to just make sure you're ready to secure your position, because again, the north-south is a little bit of like a cul-de-sac on the chain of attacks. You kind of gotta, there's not a further way down that path if the north-south itself is not working, right?